From the dawn of our existence, humans have been faced with the act of choosing. The very nature of life is shaped by a series of decisions, some monumental, others subtle, yet all significant in their own way. The power of choice is one of the defining features of human existence, an innate quality that sets us apart from the unthinking flow of nature. To choose is to recognize the force within ourselves that allows us to sculpt our lives, to dictate the course of our journey, and to find meaning in a universe that is otherwise indifferent to our presence. In the grand expanse of time, choice has been a philosophical dilemma and a source of contemplation for thinkers across ages. Philosophers from Aristotle to Kant, from Nietzsche to Sartre, have wrestled with the nature of human freedom and the role of choice in defining what it means to be human. It is through this lens that we begin to understand that choice is not a mere act of preference. It is, rather, a profound responsibility. Every time we decide, we affirm our values, our beliefs, and our understanding of the world. In this, choice becomes a reflection of who we are and who we aim to be. The freedom to choose is both a gift and a burden. It is the very foundation of our autonomy, a recognition of our agency in a world filled with chaos and unpredictability. With each choice, we carve out a small island of order, bringing forth something of our will into the world. But this freedom is not without consequence. With every decision, we accept the weight of responsibility for the path not taken. There is no escaping this truth. To choose is to limit oneself. To pursue one goal often means forsaking another. And herein lies the paradox. While choice empowers us, it also defines the boundaries of our existence. What we often fail to realize is that not choosing is, in itself, a choice. The fear of making a wrong decision can lead to a paralysis of the will, an avoidance of responsibility that, in the end, is just as defining as a conscious act. The refusal to choose, to avoid commitment, can lead to a life adrift, where circumstances and external forces dictate the terms of our existence. But in that avoidance, we surrender our autonomy. We become mere passengers in our own lives, passively drifting along the currents of fate. The courage to choose, however, is what propels us forward. It is the essence of personal growth, of transformation, and of self-discovery. We may not always make the right choices, and indeed, life is often marked by missteps and failures. But even in our mistakes, we learn. Every error teaches us something new about ourselves, about the world, and about what it means to live authentically. To be afraid of failure is to be afraid of life itself, for failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of the process. Choice also carries with it the potential for change. No matter where we find ourselves in life, no matter how trapped we may feel by circumstances, we always retain the ability to choose. This realization is empowering, for it means that we are never truly stuck. Even in the face of immense challenges, when the world seems to conspire against us, we can still choose how we respond. We can choose resilience over despair, action over passivity, and hope over cynicism. In this sense, choice is not just about external decisions. It is also an internal process, a shaping of our mindset and perspective. At times, the choices we make may seem insignificant, mere drops in the vast ocean of existence. But every choice, no matter how small, ripples outward, affecting the world in ways we cannot always predict. This is the profound interconnectedness of life. Our choices shape not only our own destinies, but also the lives of those around us. In choosing kindness over cruelty, understanding over judgment, we create a ripple of positivity that extends beyond ourselves. In this, choice becomes not only a personal act, but a communal one. We are, in a sense, co-creators of the world we inhabit, and the choices we make contribute to the collective human experience. Yet we must acknowledge that choice is not always easy. Life does not present us with a clear path, and often we are faced with decisions that involve great complexity, uncertainty, and risk. We may be torn between conflicting desires, values, or obligations, unsure of which direction to take. But it is precisely in these moments of uncertainty that the act of choosing becomes most meaningful. The difficulty of choice is a reminder of its significance, for it forces us to confront the core of our being, to ask ourselves what we truly value and what we are willing to fight for. In making a choice, we affirm our freedom. We declare that we are not mere products of circumstance, not passive objects in the hands of fate, but active agents in our own lives. This freedom, however, comes with a heavy responsibility. For to choose is to accept the consequences of our decisions, to acknowledge that we cannot blame others or the world for the outcomes of our choices. It is in this acceptance of responsibility that we truly become free, for freedom without responsibility is mere license, an illusion that crumbles under the weight of reality. The existentialist philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre famously said, "Man is condemned to be free." This statement captures the dual nature of choice. It is both a burden and a liberation. We are condemned to choose because we cannot escape the necessity of decision-making. But in this very condemnation, we find our greatest power, the power to define ourselves. Every choice we make is an act of self-creation, a step toward becoming the person we aspire to be. Ultimately, the power of choice is the power to live authentically. It is the recognition that despite the uncertainty and complexity of life, we have the ability to shape our own existence. We may not control all the circumstances of our lives, but we can always control how we respond to them. In this, we find our true freedom, and it is through the act of choosing that we discover the full depth of our humanity, the infinite potential that lies within each of us. So let us embrace the power of choice, not with fear or hesitation, but with courage and determination. Let us recognize that in every decision, we have the opportunity to express our true selves, to grow, to learn, and to transform. For in the end, it is not the choices themselves that define us, but the act of choosing, the willingness to engage with life, to take risks, to face uncertainty, and to step boldly into the unknown. It is our choice, and in that choice, we find our freedom, our purpose, and our humanity.